Sean Burke, the father of Enoch Burke, has been imprisoned for 2 months. He was convicted of attacking a female Garda in the Court of Appeal. He rejected the possibility of a suspended sentence when the judge at the appeal court from the district court offered him the opportunity of a suspended sentence, provided he entered into a bond to keep the peace for 12 months. Sean Burke refused to do that, and the judge then sent him to prison for 2 months. His daughter Ammi was cleared of obstructing another male Garda during the same incident in the Court of Appeal. Sean Burke had denied assaulting the Garda Victoria Fisher in the forecourts in September 23, when his wife Martina was being escorted from a hearing at the Court of Appeal for shouting at judges. The Garda Fisher was grabbed and she was knocked down and hit a radiator, resulting in bruising. It was a 3-day district court appeals hearing. Judge Ronan Monroe convicted Sean Burke after that appeals hearing, and it's worth remembering or bearing in mind that at the original district court hearing, Sean Burke was given the benefit of the Probation of Offenders Act. Therefore, he wouldn't have had a criminal conviction against him. Nevertheless, he appealed the decision to the district court appeals. He referred to the uncontested evidence, the judge did, that Sean Burke had shouted at Gardaí to leave his wife alone, and the judge did not accept that knocking down the Garda was accidental. The judge concluded that there was intentional application of force by Sean Burke, and therefore there was an assault, and the offence has a 6-month sentence and a €1,500 fine. The judge imposed a 2-month sentence. He noted Sean Burke's lack of previous convictions. He said he'd suspend it on condition that Sean Burke keep the peace and be of good behaviour for 1 year. Sean Burke, however, refused to do that. He said he felt demeaned during the hearing. He refused to sign the peace bond, and the judge then ordered that he'd serve the sentence of 2 months. He had represented himself, and he did not accept the verdict. He was led into custody after it. The judge rejected arguments that the Gardaí dealing with the courtroom chaos on that occasion had no legal authority to remove them. The officers had a duty to restore order following several interruptions by members of the Burke family of the Court of Appeal judges, who rose twice after shouts that they were bowing before the altar of transgenderism. The judge said that members of the public, including visiting school children, were forced to witness those scenes in a court of law, which I regard as offensive scenes, said the judge. Ammi Burke, Sean Burke's daughter and Enoch Burke's sister, won her appeal in the court. She had been fined €400 and convicted of obstructing a Garda by putting her hand on him for a few seconds as he helped arrest her brother Simeon Burke, who was brought flailing from the Court of Appeal courtroom. Simeon is the man who can't find a barrister to train him and to enter into a pupillage arrangement with. That particular occasion in the Court of Appeal probably doesn't help in his application. The judge said that he had a reasonable doubt that she had directly obstructed the arrest of her brother, given the fast-moving situation. After being cleared, however, Ammi Burke had to be escorted from the remainder of the proceedings because she interrupted the judge as he went on to deliver his decision in her father's case. The arrests happened when Enoch Burke was involved in a legal dispute before the Court of Appeal over transgenderism and his sacking by Wilson's Hospital School in Westmeath. The judge heard that the Court of Appeal had delivered a ruling telling Enoch Burke that the action taken by the school against him was not about transgenderism. He noted from the audio recording of the hearing that the court rose twice and the 3 Court of Appeal judges left the bench following interruptions or shouting from the Burkes. Mr. Justice George Birmingham had warned them to be quiet or they'd be removed. He returned and said if there were further disruptions, the judgment would be delivered electronically instead. Judge Monroe noted that Mr. Justice Birmingham warned them 8 to 10 times, and when the judges left the second time, the Burkes stayed in the court. Gardaí removed Ammi Burke to calm her down, and then Simeon, who was holding on to benches, before bringing their mother Martina Burke out. A bench was knocked over in the process. Sean and Ammi Burke argued that they should not have been charged because there was no order or legal power to remove them from the court, which the prosecution disputed. Sean Burke said he had respect for Garda and the courts, but he was shocked at a remark by the Court of Appeal judge that Enoch had been talking in sound bites or that the proceedings were not about transgenderism. He said his family raised an objection. We spoke and objected to this, adding that he had affirmed the objection. Sean Burke asserted that it was not a normal situation and the country knows, the world knows, it's about transgenderism. He said that he was concerned when his wife was removed from the courtroom and went after her, but it was in a narrow, congested aisle and he did not see Garda Fisher due to the height disparity between them. Hope you find the video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up button down below, and you may be interested in subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot.